What is the agenda for today's classes? I'm going to take the session for next 60 minutes. In the next 60 minutes of time, what I'm going to discuss is, I'll discuss about complete introduction to Power BI. What we will learn? Introduction to Power BI, we will learn. Let's start. As part of introduction to Power BI, so first, in order to understand Power BI, first we need to know data analysis, guys. First, we'll try to understand about data analysis. We'll start with what is data analysis. What is? Without knowing about data analysis, you are not supposed to start learning Power BI. Okay, once you understand data analysis, second, we will understand what is Power BI. What is Power BI? Third, you will understand how to perform data analysis using Power BI. Using what? Power BI. These are the three things you will understand from the today's class. One of the most important class, people who are planning to learn Power BI, this class is one of the important class, guys. On top of this class only, all the classes we will discuss. If you understand this class thoroughly, you can understand coming up classes effectively. Okay, first, for few minutes, first we'll discuss data analysis, guys. Might be some people here already know about data analysis. Some people, they are not aware of what is data analysis. But if you want to understand effectively Power BI, first we need to know data analysis, right? We'll start with what is data analysis first. Someone tell me, guys, online people, what is data analysis? Anybody knows? Definitions or something, you just tell me.
Yeah, gathering all the information.
Okay, gathering
And
all the information. Okay,
yeah,
then not only that, on top of that, gathering all the information and doing some analysis,
dashboards. Yeah,
something like that, right? So there are many definitions available for data analysis. Let me write one of the definition here. I can say data analysis is a process. If someone asks you, first tell data analysis is a process. Process means, and anywhere when I said process, the meaning for process is collection of steps. Data analysis contains multiple steps, guys. Let me show you what are the steps. I'm just going to open one Word document just to show you. So to be more specific, data analysis contains these 5 steps. OLTPs, ETL, third step OLAP, fourth step create reports, fifth step share the report. This 5-step process name is data analysis. Don't worry, I will talk about every step. You will try to learn every step in detail. To be more specific, I can tell data analysis is a 5-step process. 5-step process. What that 5-step process will do is, which converts, it's a 5-step process which converts business data into actionable information. Mm? So, if this is the simple definition of data analysis, guys. So someone said that gather the information, right? Gather the business data. After gathering the business data, from that deriving the actionable information, we call it as data analysis. The process of getting the business data, gathering the business data, and deriving the actionable information out of it, we call it as data analysis. Data analysis is a 5-step process which converts business data, company's business data, into an actionable information. Now, what is this line? We will understand. So let me show you uh, other. This is just a plain. This 5 steps you are just seeing plain, right? Let me show you this first 5 steps in the more graphical representation. I'll open another image. Business data analysis, also known as business intelligence. Try to understand. Whenever I said that data analysis or business intelligence, both are one and the same. Data analysis or business intelligence, both are one and the same. Both will contain how many steps? I said that both will contains 5 steps. What are the 5 steps both will contains? OLTPs is the first step. ETL is the second step. OLAP is the third step. Creating reports or visuals is the fifth step. Sharing them with the clients is the fifth. Sorry, guys. Fifth step. So OLTPs is the first step. ETL is the second step. OLAP is the third step. Creating reports or visuals is the fourth step. And sharing the reports to the clients is the fifth step. Let me write them, guys. Before I explain them, I'll write them. First step is OLTP, one or multiple. I'll discuss, guys, what is OLTPs. Second step in the data analysis is ETL. Third step in the data analysis is OLAP. Fourth step is create reports. And the last step is share reports to clients. These are the 5 steps you will have in the data analysis. In order to start learning Power BI, first we need to know these 5 steps thoroughly. What is OLTPs? You need to have an idea. What is ETL? We need to have an idea. What is OLAP? What is this reports? Why we need to share? If you know these 5 steps thoroughly, then only we need to start learning Power BI. That is the reason we started here. Okay. Now, before I start explaining these 5 steps, okay, who will use this data analysis is my question. Who will use data analysis? Who will use what? Data analysis is my question. Tell me, guys, who will use this data analysis? Okay, data analysis is there, which contains 5 steps, right? Who are going to use this data analysis? Let me write here. Each and every company will use this data analysis. Each and every company will perform data analysis. No matter whether the company is a big company or small company, no matter a company is a startup company, a startup, or a company is a top MNC, every company, they want to perform data analysis, guys. So if you have 1 lakh companies, there are lakhs of companies, guys. All the 1 lakh out of 1 lakh companies need to perform data analysis. Let me try to explain this line in more detail. Take any company is there. Why every company will perform data analysis, I'll try to explain. Take any company. Tell me a few examples. Flipkart is one company. Amazon is one company. Flipkart is one company. Amazon is one company. If you write the company names, I say, I'm writing some random company names. ICICI is one company. Analytics Benchmark is one company. I'm trying to write this training institute name. Analytics Benchmark is one company. Like this, you can have a lot of companies, guys. When there is any company, the company will do some business. Okay, company is there. What the company generally do? The company do some business. You take Flipkart. Flipkart is doing e-commerce business. We guys know. And Amazon is also doing e-commerce business. ICICI is doing banking business. Analytics Benchmark, this training institute, we are into the education, edutech. We into what? Edutech. You take any company, that company do certain business, guys. Any company you take. When a company is doing the business, they'll get the business data. When a company is doing the business, from the business, they used to get the business data, guys. Okay. Tell me, when Flipkart is doing e-commerce business, what type of data they'll get? Tell me a few examples. Flipkart is doing e-commerce business. They'll get the business data. What type of data? Online people tell me. Orders
Sales
related
business.
data.
Sales.
Sales related data. Products related data. Customers related data. Then returns related data. Then shipping related data.
Cancellations.
So that is returns, cancellations, all this, right? This kind of data they'll get. Okay. Even when you take Amazon, even Amazon is doing the e-commerce business, they also get this kind of data, guys. This data we call it as business data. Okay. Which customer placed the product order, what product he purchased, how much sales amount he paid. All that comes under business data for these two companies. You in the same note, tell me ICICI is doing banking business, right? They also get the business data, right? Tell me a few examples of business data for ICICI Bank. Day-to-day transactions related data. When you go and deposit the money or when you withdraw the money, that are transactions. Then savings account related data. They'll have credit card related data. They'll have loans related data. They'll have insurance related data. All this comes under business data for ICICI Bank. In the same way, analytics benchmark into the education, right? EduTech company. We also get the business data. What is the business data for this analytics benchmark? Someone tell me. What is the business data for us? The most important business data for us is what?
Courses, course details, student
Students
information.
Students
data.
too.
First, the most important data is students data. Then someone said courses related data and trainers related data. Then fee related data. After joining the course, you'll pay the fee, right? Placement related data. All this comes under business data for us, guys. Okay, like this, you name any company, let them do any business, it produces lot of business data, guys. What happens when a company is getting the business data? That business data, companies will go and store it. Some companies will store the business data in the Excel files. Some companies will store the business data in the Oracle database. Some companies will store the business data in the SQL Server database or Oracle database. See, like this, they'll store it, guys. Some companies will store in MySQL database. Some companies will store in DB2 database. Some companies will store in cloud, Azure cloud, or AWS cloud, or Google cloud, and so on. So somewhere they will store it. What generally, when a company is getting the business data, they'll store it, guys, right here. When a company is getting the business data, they will store the data. Store data. Wherever we store the data, we call it as a data source, case. They will store the data in some data source. A data source. That data source might be anything. In our example, the data source might be Excel. The data source might be Oracle database or something else. Try to understand. Once the business data is stored, what is the next step company need to do is, whatever the business data we stored here, we need to analyze the data. What is the next step companies will do? They want to analyze the data. Understand? So what is the meaning of analyzing the data? Whatever the data that was stored, I said that data will be stored here. We need to analyze the data. Whatever the data it was stored here, we need to analyze it, right? Tell me, guys, what is the meaning of analyzing the data? Analyzing the data means understanding where we are doing good, where we are doing bad. Understanding the data, analyzing the data, understanding the data, or getting the performance where we are doing good or bad. That is comes under analyzing the data. Take an example. Flipkart is selling 100 products. 100 products. Out of 100 products, which products are selling good, which products are selling bad? Nothing but analyzing the data. Take an example. ICICI Bank is operating in 1,000 branches. When they're operating in 1,000 branches, you would like to understand which branches are performing good, which branches are performing bad. That is nothing but analyzing the data. Right now, why companies need to analyze the data? Okay, when company have the business data that was stored here, why they need to analyze it? Tell me, guys. Online people, tell me what is the reason companies need to analyze the data? Anybody knows? Mm.
For
Growth.
measuring
Why
the
companies?
performance.
So by knowing the performance, what you will do? Companies need to analyze the data to take business decisions. To take what? Business decisions. Any company, in order to take the decisions, they need to analyze the data, guys. Take an example. Let me give a small example. What is the decision? Currently, ICICI is operating in 1,000 branches, guys. Out of 1,000 branches, they're planning to close 10 branches. They want to close how many branches? 10 branches. Tell me, guys, when they want to close 10 branches, will they randomly go and pick the 10 branches and close it, or what? This is the decision they need to take. ICICI want to take the decision which 10 branches to close. Will they randomly pick it, or how they will do? Online people, what they'll do?
Analyze the data.
Analyze the
They
data,
will
then
take
find.
1,000 branches data and they'll analyze it. When they analyze it, they'll understand where we are doing good and where we are doing bad. They'll go to the branches which are doing bad and pick the 10 branches and close it. In order to take the decision, this decision, first I need to analyze the data. That's what I written here. In order to take any decision, first we need to analyze the data. Then only we can take the decision. Any company, in order to take right decisions, first they need to analyze the data. What is happening there? Okay. Companies, to analyze the data, they require something called reports. Try to understand. Companies, okay, we are telling that companies need to analyze the data to take decisions, right? Companies to analyze the data required what reports, guys. Let me show you. I'm telling that any company, in order to analyze the data, they will analyze the data by using the reports only. Let me tell you how the reports will look like. I'll just open my Power BI software. I'm just going to show you how the reports will look like. I'll just show you how the reports will be. I just go to my workspace. Okay. I'll open a couple of reports: artificial intelligence sample, corporate spend report, e-commerce sales analysis report, regional sales sample, revenue opportunities report. I just try to open a couple of reports here just to show you. Try to understand the terminology. Don't think much about it. Just try to understand the terminology. This complete one, we can call it as a report, guys. This complete one, I can call it as a report. What is the title of the report? E-commerce sales report. Each one we call it as a visual. Line chart is one visual. Column chart is one visual. Donut chart is one visual. Scatter chart is one visual. Map is one visual. Card visuals. Slicers. 3 slicer visuals. 4 card visuals. All these visuals together, try to understand the terminology. All the visuals together is one report. Companies require this kind of visuals, or companies require this kind of reports to analyze the data. You go to this line chart. Look at this line chart. In the line chart, what is the information I am showing in the line chart? Look at the line chart and tell me what information I show month-wise. What I'm showing here month-wise?
Sales.
Sum
of sales. By looking at this line chart, we can tell which months we are having higher sales, which months we are having lower sales. Which month I have higher sales?
March.
Highest, November.
November.
November is the month which have higher sales. Which month we have lower sales?
February.
February. February is the month which have lower sales. Where we have higher sales, where we have lower sales, we guys can see. Let's go to another visual, guys. Back. I'll just go to another visual. Now look at the another visual. In the visual, what information you guys are seeing? In this column chart, what you are showing subcategory wise, what you guys are seeing?
Profits.
Profits. When you share this visual with the company people, using this visual, you company people can understand which subcategories have good amount of profit, where we are getting bad profits. You can understand. Tell me where, by looking at this visual, which subcategory having highest profit?
Copiers.
Copiers. Second highest profits?
Phones.
Phones. Lowest profits?
Envelope.
Tables.
No.
Tables. How much is the tables profit? Minus 18K. Profit number in minus is what?
Loss.
Loss. I can see suppliers bookcase also have what numbers? Negative numbers. They're producing what? Losses. When I share this visual with my company people, by using the visual, we understand where we are doing good and bad. Based on that, I can take the decisions. I can take what? Decisions. One decision my company can take from this visual is they're planning to stop selling suppliers bookcases and tables. Why they are planning to stop selling these 3? Because we are getting what? Losses. When I share this visual with my company people planning to concentrate more on the copiers business and phones business. Why they are planning to concentrate to sell more copiers and more phones?
I
They are
said
planning to do the more ads and they're planning to sell this. So because they're getting the huge profits. So like this, try to understand. Each one is a report, guys. This one is a report. I'm just showing some example. Companies require this kind of reports. Companies require this kind of reports to analyze the data, guys. Companies require this kind of reports to understand where we are doing good and bad. To understand where we are doing good, where we are doing bad. Companies require this kind of report. I'm just showing some sample reports to you. Just to have an idea, I'm just showing some sample reports. This is how the companies require reports. See, companies require reports to analyze the data. Companies need to analyze the data to take the decisions. Now, any company, in order to create the reports, they will perform a complete process called data analysis process. People will think that we'll go and create the report directly. But before we create the report, first we need to do ETL, then we need to create OLAP, then we need to create reports. There will be certain process to create the report, guys. Any company, When they want to create the reports, they need to follow one process. What is the process they need to follow is data analysis process, right? That companies by performing data analysis process, companies by performing data analysis process, they will create the reports. They will create reports, guys. Now, let me combine these 3 points. You name any company, you take any company. Every company will go and perform what? Data analysis, no matter. Why they will perform data analysis means to create what? Reports. Why they will create the reports means to analyze the data. To analyze the data. Companies will create the reports to analyze the data. Why companies will analyze the data means to take better decisions. Better decisions, guys. That is the flow. Any company to take better decisions, they need to analyze the data. Any company to analyze the data, they required reports. Any company to create the reports, they need to perform data analysis. Every company will perform the data analysis. By performing data analysis, they'll create the reports. By using the reports, they'll analyze the data. By analyzing the data, they'll take the better decisions, guys. This is the flow. That is the reason I said that each and every company will perform data analysis in order to take better decision making. Okay, so we'll understand more about this again. Now we understand who will use data analysis, right? Now let's try to go and understand these 5 steps in detail now. Data analysis contains 5 steps. We'll try to understand them. Before I go and explain these 5 steps, let's understand like this. Whenever we are talking about data analysis, when we need to understand this 5 steps data analysis, right? So we need to understand about who is data analyst. Who is data analyst? When you are learning data analysis, we want to learn about data analyst. Now we will be hearing about data analyst, right? Who is data analyst? Is the person who perform this data analysis, who do this ETL, who create the OLAP database, who create the reports, who share the reports to the client. The person who do all these steps, that person name is a data analyst. I can write like this. The person who performs data analysis is a data analyst. The person who performs data analysis is a data analyst. Okay, so that's fine. We will understand more about it. First, in the data analysis, first step is OLTPs. We'll try to understand what is OLTPs, guys. What is the full form for OLTPs? Full form for OLTPs, I'll just online transactional processing, OLTP full form. Let's try to understand first what is this OLTPs. The place where companies stores the business data, the place where companies stores business data, we call as OLTP, guys. We call it as what? OLTP. So imagine your company is storing the business data in the SQL server. We can call SQL server as an OLTP. If your company is storing the data in Oracle, we can call Oracle as OLTP. So how you got this name is, another name for business data is transactional data. Business data also known as what? Please concentrate. Transactional data. So wherever we store the transactional data, business data or transactional data. So I said that when a company is getting the business data or transactional data, they'll store it. Wherever we store the data, we call it as either a data source or we call it as OLTP, guys. See, wherever we store the transactional data, we call it as online transactional processing. In the name itself, transactional, it is storing transactional data, right? That is the reason we are calling it as online transactional processing, in short OLTP. Don't think much about this line, just simple. Wherever your company store their business data or transactional data, we call them as OLTP, guys. Let me open one image. Every company, to run their business, they'll have some front-end applications, right? Flipkart, to run their business, Flipkart to run the business, they have flipkart.com website. So when I go to that website, I can go and place the order from here. Okay, this is the website. This website you can open in the laptop. This website you can open in the desktop, or this website you can open in the mobile phone also, right? So in the same way, you take analytics benchmark. To run the business, we have ABTrainings.com. This website. When you go and when you place any order here, that order will get the data. that data will be stored in one OLTP. That's what the meaning is. Not only here, you take this website, you given your name, you give your email ID, you enter your mobile number, and you choose for the course. You try to learn Power BI, and once you get registered, the data will go and store in one OLTP. Let's say I given my name, I given my email address and mobile number. When I go and submit, it will go and store in one database. Every company will have certain websites. When we do some business here, the data will go and store. When we do any inquiry or any order, something like this, it will store in. Let me open one image to make you understand. See here, I can open this Flipkart website from my laptop. I can open the Flipkart website from the mobile app. When I place the order here, either using mobile or using laptop, when I place the order, the data will go and store in one OLTP database. Guys, the data will go and store here. That's what. Let's go to make you understand even better. So companies will develop web applications. Every company will have web applications. What is the use of that web applications? To run the business. To run what? Business. Customers will come to that web applications. They will do some business. That web applications will be developed using WordPress or .NET or Java or some other software, yes, Node.js, something like this. So when they develop web applications, customers will do the business there. That data will go and store in one OLTP database. That OLTP database might be anything again. Either a MySQL database, the company will go and store the data in MySQL database or SQL Server database or PostgreSQL. That data we generally take it to Power BI and generate the reports for analysis. Whatever the data that was stored here, we generally take it to Power BI and generate the reports to do the data. And this is the high level flow. Okay, now OLTP one contains what? Business data, guys. So we got an idea what is OLTP is. Every company will have one or multiple OLTPs to store the business data. Every company will have one or multiple OLTPs to store what? Business data or transactional data. Whatever the companies they are running, so they'll have either one or multiple OLTPs. Someone tell me why multiple OLTPs? What is the reason some companies will have multiple OLTPs we are telling? Why not all the time one? What type of companies have multiple OLTPs? So a company will have either single OLTP or multiple OLTPs sometimes to store the business data. So what scenario? A company will have multiple OLTPs.
Yeah, for example, if you take an IT company, it will have multiple branches in it, right? Like finance and then HR.
Might be correct. Finance data will be stored in one OLTP. Marketing data will be stored in another OLTP like that. Let's say you take ICICI example. ICICI Bank will have savings account data, credit card data, loans data, right? They might not go and store all the data in a single OLTP. Rather than that, might be they are storing savings account data in SQL Server, credit card and loans data in Oracle. Depends, guys. Depends. A company will store the data in either one OLTP or no matter whether it is one OLTP or multiple OLTPs, no problem for us. So companies will store the business data in the OLTPs, guys. Okay. Now, what happens next step is companies will provide one or multiple OLTPs to the data analyst. Companies will provide one or multiple OLTPs to the data analyst. Companies will provide one or multiple OLTPs to whom? Data analyst, and ask to create reports, guys. So try to understand. Company will provide this OLTPs to the data analyst and they'll ask to create what? Reports. Important point is it is never recommended to go and create reports on OLTPs, guys. Okay. We said that companies will provide one or multiple OLTPs to the data analyst and ask to create reports, right? So the point is, okay, it is never recommended to go and create reports directly on OLTPs, guys. What is the reason? Someone tell me, make a note. There are many reasons. Tell me one reason. Note. It is never recommended to create reports directly on OLTPs. Directly on OLTPs. What is the reason? It is never recommended to create reports directly on OLTPs. What is the reason, guys? Online people just tell me.
Because we may modify existing data.
No, not modifying existing data. Generally, while creating the reports directly on OLTPs, we don't modify. That will never happen. What is the reason then?
Duplicate data.
What is any specific reason? There are many reasons. Tell me some reasons.
It might be duplicate data, sir.
We can insert new data or data.
So okay. So second was duplicate data is one reason. Okay. Insert, we will at the time we will insert, doing the reporting is not acceptable. At the same time, inserting the data and taking the data is not acceptable. These are simple points. Yes, true. There are no doubt. Those are the reasons. And the major reason is, OLTPs contains raw data or unstructured data. What data? Raw data, also known as unstructured data, which is not useful for creating the reports, guys. The major reason why generally we don't go and create reports directly on OLTP is there are other reasons. Whatever the reasons you said, duplicate or at same time inserting the data and taking the data into the reports, that points are true. But the major reason is why we don't use OLTPs is because they will have what? Unstructured data. That unstructured, I'll discuss in 2 minutes. I'll tell you what is unstructured data, why it is not useful for creating the report. I'll tell you. Generally, into the OLTPs, we'll get the data from many people, guys. You take an example. Many customers will come here. They will open one web application and they will send the data to the OLTPs. Let's say 10 customers are coming here. I want to collect the country name from the 10 customers. When I try to collect the country name from the 10 customers, do you think that every customer will give the country name in the same format? One person write the country name like US. Second person write like USA. Third person write like United States. United States. Fourth person write like U.S. So I'm trying to collect from all the customers their country name, but each one is inputting the data in different formats. That data will come and store here. So when data is in different formats like this, we call it as unstructured, guys. Generally, as the OLTP get the data from many peoples, there is a chance that you'll get unstructured data. We'll understand? Okay. So that unstructured data is not useful for creating the reports. Now, what we need to do is, now data analyst will create a new database. Try to understand. Now data analyst will create a new database called OLAP, guys, to create reports. To create what? Reports. So this OLAP is there, right? Data analyst will, as OLTP database is not useful for creating the report, we'll go and create a new database called OLAP. That new database we use for generally creating reports. Now, tell me, guys, OLAP stands for what? OLAP stands for online analytical processing. Online analytical processing. Now, we need to move the data from OLTP to OLAP. So we will understand, guys. Tell me, who will provide the OLTP's data analyst will create it or company will provide it? OLTP's data analyst will create or companies will provide? Online people.
Data analyst.
OLTPs. I'm talking about OLTPs. Data analyst will create them or company will provide them?
Company will provide them.
OLTPs, company will provide. OLAP. Who will create this OLAP? Data analyst.
Data analyst.
Data analyst. Now, before we understand OLAP, we need to move the data from OLTP to OLAP. To move the data from OLTP to OLAP, we required some software called what? ETL, guys. Try to understand. To move the data from OLTP database to OLAP database, to move data from OLTP to OLAP database, we required ETL software, guys. We required what? ETL software. Using ETL softwares, we'll move the data from OLTP database to OLAP database. What ETL stands for? What ETL stands for, guys? Extract
Transform load.
Extract, transform, load. So we required this ETL softwares, guys. Okay. Now, what data we need to move to OLAP? OLTP will have all your business data. It's not necessary to move all your business data to the OLAP. So while moving the data to the OLAP, we need to move only the data what is required for creating the reports. So that we call it as analytical data. We need to move only analytical data. What we need to move? Only analytical data. What data we required for creating the reports, that data only we need to move it. So OLAP, we will bring and store only analytical data. Analytical data is a data required for analysis purpose, data required for creating the reports. We call it as analytical data. As we store analytical data, we call it as online analytical processing. In short, we call it as OLAP. Now, the point is, let's say in OLTP, company is storing the data in 20 tables, guys. Understand? You have 20 tables. They are storing the business data. But in the reports, clients want to see 10 tables data. Out of these 20 tables, they want to see only 10 tables data in the reports, guys. Now tell me, from OLTP to OLAP, do you need to move all the 20 tables or only 10 tables? Someone tell me. From OLTP to OLAP, do we require to move all the 20 tables or only 10 tables? Tell me, guys. So
Only
when
10.
OLTP contains 20 tables, in the reports, when you want to show only 10 tables data, now while moving the data from OLTP to OLAP using ETL softwares, does it require to move all the 20 tables or only 10 tables?
Only 10.
Why
Sir,
you are thinking that much time? Only 10 tables I need to bring it. What data I need to show it in the reports? That data only I need to bring it. The data what is required for creating the reports, we call it as data required for analysis. OLAP will have only data required for creating the reports or analysis. So when it comes to OLAP, data will be in the structured format. In the OLAP, data is not unstructured, it will be in the structured. So how the OLAP data will be in the structured? Try to understand. When you said OLAP is getting the data from OLTP only. In the OLTP, when it is unstructured, how it is become structured here? Because of what? Because of what? ETL.
ETL.
E stands for what? Extracting the tables.
Extract.
In our scenario, 10 tables I need to extract. What tables you required, you need to extract. T stands for what? Transform. The
Transform.
major work here is transform. Transform means converting unstructured data to what?
Structured.
Structured. And loading them. That structured tables will load it. The meaning is, we'll bring the data from OLTPs, we'll clean the data, or we will transform the data. That clean data, transformed data will be stored in OLAP. That data, we will use it for creating the reports case. Now, with a small example, I'll try to explain what is this unstructured data, what is this structured data, why unstructured data is not useful for creating the reports, why structured data is required to create reports, what we do in the ETL, all this with small example I'll explain. Just concentrate. I open one slide here, a PowerPoint presentation. So look at this data. This is how the data will come into the OLTP. This is how the data will be in the OLAP database. We will move the data from OLTP to OLAP using what softwares? In between what? ETL. We'll move the data from OLTP to OLAP using what softwares? ETL, guys. Try to understand in OLTP, country-wise sales you have. United States, what is the sales value? State name and their sales value. Another time, U.S. their sales value. This U.S.USA. When you have the data something like this, is this structured data or unstructured data, guys? I said that generally into OLTP's data will come from different people, might be
Unstructured.
entered in different formats. It is unstructured. The same data, when I move with ETL tools and load it to the OLAP, it becomes structured. I convert US to United States. I converted U.S. to United States, US dot to United States, USA to United States. All this I converted into the single format. When I have the data something like this, it is structured. Now, I said that this kind of data is not useful for creating the reports. This unstructured data is not useful for creating the reports. This structured data is best suitable for creating the reports. What we are trying to say? This is not useful for creating the reports we are telling. OLAP is best suitable for creating the reports we are telling. Let me give an example now. Now go to the next slide. So this is the OLTP database. OLTP. When I try to use OLTP and create this visual, country-wise sales. When I share this visual with my company people said this visual is wrong. Tell me guys, what is the wrong in this visual?
It is not unstructured.
Not
Sorry,
structured, unstructured.
structure.
That is not the one. So here,
I mean, country
generally
name,
by looking at the table, tell me in how many countries my company is doing the business. How many countries? By looking at the table, tell me.
2 countries.
Only 2 countries. But in the visual, it is stating that we are doing the business in 7 different countries, 7 different sales values. They are not willing to see 7 different country names, 7 different sales values. They are willing to see only 2 country names and 2 sales values. When you try to go and create the visuals using OLTP, this kind of problems you'll get. The problem is not with the visual. The problem is with the data. This kind of data is not useful for creating these visuals. That is the reason we don't go and create reports on OLTPs. Now go to the next slide. This is how the data will be in the OLAP. And I use this create visual using OLAP. Same country-wise sales I'm showing. It will group the similar names into one value. It will group all the similar names into one value. And it will sum all these 5 sales values into one. And it will group this 2 United Kingdom into one value. And 100 plus 200 equal to 300. I can go and share this visual with my clients, guys. I can go and share this visual with what? My clients. Once you create the visual, I can go and share that visual with my clients. Now tell me, when I share this visual with my clients said this is correct. We are doing the business in 2 countries, United States and United Kingdom. United States is doing more sales. United Kingdom is doing less sales. We can do some analysis now. I hope you got an idea. So what is OLTP? When OLTP have unstructured data, so that data, when I try to go and create reports directly, you don't get proper results. First, you need to bring that data to the ETL and clean the data. And that clean data, we need to store it in OLAP. That data, we need to use it for creating the reports. Now, someone tell me, the reports what you guys are seeing here, this reports was created on OLTP or OLAP? I'm showing some reports, right? These reports will be created on OLTP or OLAP? Online people?
OLAP.
OLAP. We create always this kind of reports on OLAP database, guys. Mukta. So can I answer the questions at the end? So someone raise the hands. Please make a note of the question. I'll answer at the end. Okay. Fine, guys. Let's continue. Now we understand what is OLTP, what it contains, what is ETL, what we do there, what is OLAP, what it contains, we understand. Using OLAP, we'll go and create these reports, I said, right? The data which we shown in the reports, we call it as actionable information. Try to understand. The data which we shown in the reports, we call it as actionable information. So why we call this data as actionable information? Try to understand. Whatever the data I'm trying to show in the visuals or reports, we call this data as a actionable information. What is the reason, guys? Why we call this? When you share this data with your company people using the data available here, they will take the decisions. Decisions are nothing but what? Actions. In other words, we call it as actions. By using the data available in the visual, companies will take actions or decisions. That is the reason we call it as actionable information. Okay. Now go and try to read the definition of data analysis now. You will get the justification to this definition. What I written, data analysis is a 5-step process. This 5-step process name is data analysis. What it will do, which converts company's business data into actionable information. Where we will have business data, company will have business data in the OLTPs. Where you will have actionable information will be there in the reports. To convert the business data into actionable information, we need to do first ETL. Next, you need to create OLAP database. Next, you need to create reports. The 3 major works. Tomorrow, when you join as a data analyst in the company, the 3 major works is, first major work is ETL. Second major work is creating OLAP database. Third major work is creating reports. And the last one is share the reports to the clients. Share the reports to the clients is an easy task, guys. It's an easy task. And OLTPs anyway, company will provide it. So now we got an idea what is data analysis, right? Once you got the complete idea about data analysis, now we can go and start understanding Power BI. Now this is the time you can start Power BI, guys. Tell me, guys, which company developed Power BI software? Okay, what is Power BI? Microsoft is the company developed Power BI. Microsoft company developed Power BI. What is the reason Microsoft developed Power BI? For what purpose Microsoft developed Power BI? Online people, tell me. What is the purpose Microsoft company developed Power BI? Tell me.
For creating dashboards.
Creating reports and dashboards. That is not only the work they will do. It can do other works also. Before you create the reports or dashboards, what are the things you need to do? I said. So you
Data
are just telling
analysis.
Power BI is used to do this, create reports or dashboards. No, before that, to create reports or dashboards, we need to do first ETL, then we need to create OLAP, then we will create it. So Microsoft developed Power BI in order to do this 5 steps, guys. In simple terms, Microsoft company developed Power BI software to perform data analysis. Perform what? Data analysis. Okay. Now, so here, first point you need to know is Power BI is the name for collection of softwares. Power BI is the name for, Power BI is not a single software. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares, which are used to perform data analysis, guys. Which are used to perform what? Data analysis. Power BI is the name for collection of softwares which are used to perform data analysis. Okay. So right, what are the different softwares available in Power BI? First software available in Power BI is Power BI Desktop. Second software available in Power BI is Power BI Service. Power BI Service. Third software
Power
available in
Query.
Power BI.
Power Query.
I'll tell you where Power Query will come. Power BI Report Server. And the fourth software available in Power BI is Power BI Mobile. Concentrate, guys. Power BI Mobile. These are the 4 softwares available in Power BI. We call these 4 softwares as collection of softwares. For them, Microsoft given the name called Power BI. Before I go and explain these 4 softwares, let me write something here. You people are here to learn Power BI. You people join this course to learn what? You people here to learn what software? Power BI. How much time it will take to learn Power BI? How much time it will take to learn Power BI? Tell me, guys, how much time it will take to learn Power BI? 2 months, right? 2 months. When you learn Power BI for 2 months of time, you will become a Power BI data analyst. People who learn Power BI, we call them as Power BI data analyst. Once you become a Power BI data analyst, you'll go and join one company. You'll join company. Some company. As a Power BI data analyst, you will join the company. So what you will do in that company? Someone tell me now. We are telling, right? After 2 months, once you learn Power BI, become a Power BI data analyst, you'll go and join the company you are telling, right? Once you join in the company, what you will do there? Tell me, guys. Okay. You join the company. What you will do in that company? Online people, speak out.
Data analysis, creating
You need to do
reports.
data analysis. Okay. In that company, we need to perform data analysis. We need to perform data analysis. Using what software?
ETL
Okay.
softwares.
Using Power BI software. Using Power BI software. See, tomorrow, after you become a data analyst, when you join the company, in that company, you'll perform data analysis. You'll perform data analysis means how many steps? This 5 steps. You want to perform this 5 steps. So we need to perform these 5 steps using what software? Power BI software. Now, out of these 4 softwares, the major software is Power BI Desktop, guys. Power BI Desktop is a development software in Power BI. It is a development software in Power BI. Power BI developer will work 90% of time, 90% of time in the Power BI Desktop only. Try to understand. These 3 softwares are, we will work for 10% of time only. Power BI developer or Power BI data analyst, 90% of his time, he'll work in desktop only. Only 10% of time will work in these three softwares together. They are very small softwares. The meaning is the major software is Power BI Desktop. Okay. Now let me open Power BI architecture slide to make you understand better. This is Power BI Desktop. Again, Power BI Desktop internally contains three more softwares. What are the three more softwares you have in Power BI Desktop is? Power Query is one software, Power Pivot is second software, Power View is third software. What we are trying to write here is Power BI Desktop again contains three more softwares. First one is what? Power Query. Second one is what? Power Pivot. Power Pivot. Third one is what? Power View. Power View. So totally Power BI Desktop contains three softwares internally. And using all these softwares, we need to perform this data analysis. Now I'll tell you, I just break down all the softwares available in Power BI. So by using all these softwares, we need to perform this 5 steps. Simple. Now tell me guys, who will provide the OLTPs to the Power BI data analyst? Who will provide this OLTPs to the data analyst? Data analysts need to create them or company will provide them?
Company will provide them.
Company will provide them. Who will provide them? Company will provide them. Company will provide this OLTPs to the Power BI data analyst. Okay. Next step, what Power BI data analyst need to do? Next step, he need to do ETL. Tell me guys. So we need to do the ETL using this Power BI software. Which specific software we need to use to do this ETL in Power BI? So Power Query, guys. Power Query is an ETL software in Power BI. Power Query is an ETL software in Power BI. You look at the Power BI architecture slide. This is the Power BI architecture slide. Power Query, I said it's a ETL software. A company will provide this data. Company will store wherever company store the business data. I can call it as either OLTPs. I can call it as either data sources. So Power Query will connect and extract the tables. Power Query will transform the data in the tables. Power Query will load the tables to the Power Pivot. In the Power Pivot, you will design OLAP. Now we understand that we can do the ETL in the Power Query. After ETL, what is the next step? After performing the ETL, what is the next step, guys? Creating what? OLAP. Where we will create the OLAP in Power BI out of many softwares, Power Pivot, guys. Right here, Power Pivot is a database which is used to create OLAP. Look at here, how SQL Server is one database, how Oracle is one database, Power Pivot is also a database. Whatever the tables you extracted, whatever the tables you transformed, the tables will be loaded or stored in the Power Pivot case. Power Pivot will store the tables. Using the tables, we will design the OLAP database. Okay, you will understand more about it in the upcoming sessions. Now we got an idea. ETL will be performed in the Power Query. OLAP database will be created in the Power Pivot. Next step is creating the reports, guys. What is the next step? Create the reports. Where we will create the reports is, we'll create the reports in Power View. Power View is a software which is used to create the reports. Power View is a software which is used to create reports, guys. Which is used to create what? Reports. Power View is a software which is used to create reports. Okay. Now go here. Power View is a software which is used to create what? Reports. Finally, we need to share that reports to the client's case. Whatever the report I created here in the Power View, I want to share that report to my clients. Directly, Power BI Desktop cannot share the reports directly to the clients. To share the report, first we need to move it to the Power BI service. Publish means move. After moving to the Power BI service, from there we will share with the clients. Or after moving to the Power BI report server, we will share with the clients. Try to understand. Here, what I am trying to say is, to share the reports to the clients, we need to use either Power BI service or we need to use either Power BI report server, we are telling. Now you need to get one question here. What is the question you need to get is, To do ETL, I have only Power Query. To create OLAP, I have only Power Pivot. To create reports, I have only Power View. But to share the reports to the clients, you have Power BI service, Power BI report server. Why there are two softwares which are doing the same work? Why Microsoft developed duplicate softwares here? Here, what is the difference is, one is cloud here, second one is on-premise. On-premise. Try to understand, no company will use both of them. A company will use either a cloud, a company will use either a on-premise. When you develop the report in the Power BI desktop, the company will share that report using either a cloud or either an on-premise, guys. 99% of the companies, no company will use both. Some companies choose cloud, some companies choose on-premise. How much percentage of companies are choosing cloud? 99. Only 1% of the companies they'll choose on-premise. After I develop the report in the Power BI desktop, 99% of the companies publish it to Power BI service. From there, they'll share the reports to the clients, guys. Share the reports to the clients. Write that point here. So Power BI service is a Azure cloud-based software, which is used to share reports to the clients. How much percentage of companies? 99% of companies they're using Power BI service. Power BI report server is a on-premise software which is used to share reports to the clients. It's an on-premise software which is used to share the reports to the clients. Only how much percentage? 1%. Only 1% on-premise software which is used to share reports to the client. Only 1%. Okay, once you move the report to the Power BI service, once you share the report to the client, how the client can see the report? Client can see the reports in their laptops. Client can open the laptop and see the report. Client can see the report in the desktop. Client can even see the report in the mobile phone also. So the client can open the laptop and see the report like this. When client open this report in the laptop, it will looks like this. The same report they can even see in the mobile phone also. Look at this, how it will be look like in the mobile phone is, I'll just show you. When you look at here, this is how this report will be in the mobile phone. This is how the report will be in the mobile phone. Understand? So this is how the report will be in the mobile. So I said that whatever the reports we shared from Power BI desktop to Power BI service, and when I share with the clients can see them in the laptops. They can see the report using web browser. The same report when they want to see in the mobile phone, they will see like this in the mobile phone. So okay, guys. Now the point is, in order to see the report in the mobile, we require a mobile app. Power BI mobile. It's a mobile app. It's a mobile app which is required to view the report in mobiles or tabs or iPads. We have mobile app for iOS, we have mobile app for Android, and we have mobile app for Windows, right? Try to understand. We have Windows. So these are the different softwares available in Power BI, guys. Using these softwares, are we able to perform complete data analysis? Yes, you can comfortably do it. OLTPs company will provide. ETL, we will do it in Power Query. OLAP database will create in Power Pivot. Creating reports we'll do in Power View. Sharing the reports to the clients, we will do mostly with Power BI service. So that's what I written. Power BI, if someone asks you what is Power BI, you need to tell Power BI is the name for collection of softwares which are used to perform data analysis. Very simple. Now we got an idea what is Power BI, what is data analysis, and what is Power BI. Let me combine these two in just 2 lines. Whatever I discussed till now, I'll combine just in 2 lines. That's what here we will, how to perform data analysis using Power BI. We know data analysis contains 5 steps. How to do that 5 steps in Power BI, I'll combine in 2 lines. First step is what? OLTPs. First step we will have is OLTPs. Second step we have in data analysis ETL. Third step we have is creating OLAP. Fourth step is create reports. Fifth step is share reports to the clients. Share reports to whom? Clients. These are the 5 steps you will have in the data analysis. Tell me, guys, who will provide the OLTPs? Who will provide the OLTPs? Companies. Where we do ETL in Power BI? Tell me, using what software you will do ETL? Online people, tell me what software? Power Query.
Microsoft Power Query.
Power Query. Using what software will create OLAP? Power Pivot. Using what software will create reports?
Power View.
Power View. Using what software we share the reports to the clients mostly? Power BI
Power
service.
BI service.
Power BI service. Try to understand. If you want to get the job on Power BI, if you can learn, OLTPs will be provided by the company. You don't need to learn anything. First thing you need to learn is how to do ETL in the Power Query. In our classes, 13 hours of time, I'll completely discuss how to do the ETL in the Power Query. Next, you need to understand how to create OLAP database in the Power Pivot. How to create what? OLAP database in the Power Pivot. 17 hours of time, we will discuss how to create OLAP database. Next step is we need to learn how to create reports in Power View. Another 13 hours of time, we will learn how to create reports in Power View. And lastly, we need to learn how to share the reports to the, sorry guys, creating the reports will be discussed for 17 hours again. Lastly, we need to learn how to share the reports to the clients using Power BI service. Another 13 hours of time, we will learn it. Totally, if you see 60 hours of time, I will discuss this complete steps, guys. So when you learn all the steps for 60 hours or 2 months, you can comfortably work in the Power BI project. Okay, now I'll discuss from general points, guys. Before I go and take the questions, I'll give the sufficient time for the questions. Before I take the questions, I want to discuss some general points, guys. General points to work on Power BI, to get the job on Power BI. These general points are important. I will take few minutes of time and I'll complete these general points. I'll go to the previous demo. I'll copy paste few points and I'll discuss about them. As I said, it will not take much time. Hardly I'll take few minutes of time and then we'll go with the questions. First point we need to learn here is, so when I'm going to start the new batch, I'm going to write here. First point is, I'm going to start the new batch tomorrow itself, guys. 28 July, Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Indian Standard Time, we are going to start the new batch. Tomorrow itself, we are going to start new batch. At what time? Morning 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. every day, 1 hour daily for the next 2 months. This is the batch timings, guys. You can attend 2 more classes free. How you guys attend today's demo for free? You people attended today demo free, right? You can attend tomorrow and day after tomorrow also free classes. So what I'll discuss in the 2 more classes is practicals. I'll start the practicals. Today I discussed only theory. Tomorrow I'll show you a Power BI developer work will start in Power BI Desktop. Tomorrow I'll tell you how to install Power BI Desktop. Once I install Power BI Desktop, I'll tell you how to open Power Query and how to do ETL. Then I'll tell you how to open Power Pivot, how to create OLAP database. Then I'll tell you how to open Power View, how to generate the reports. Then I'll tell you how to publish the reports to Power BI service, how to share the reports to the clients. Whatever you see in the image, today we understand theoretically. From tomorrow onwards, you will understand practically. So next 2 classes will not cost you anything. Please join the next 2 free classes so that you will understand how I will present the practical classes. So in next 2 classes, you will understand how Power BI software will work practically. Okay, that is about the new batch, guys. So now I'm going to drop one email ID. So sorry, guys. I am going to send one email now. That email will contains, I hope my team collected all your email IDs. So please drop your email IDs if you have not shared. I'm going to send an email now. The email will contain 4 things. First thing you will get in the email is this recorded session. Second thing you are going to get in the email is notepad. Last 1 hour, I written a lot of notes. I will attach this notepad in the email, guys. Not only notepad, you also get introduction class Word document. For every class what I'm going to take, I will write one Word document about that class and I'll share it. This Word document, you'll get it. So along with the Word document, you also get course content in the mail. So I'm going to cover this course for 60 hours of time. In the 60 hours of time, what topics I'm going to cover? The course duration is 60 hours. What topics I'm going to cover? I listed in this 11 pages document, guys. So course duration is 60 hours, more than 2 months. The classes will be from Monday to Saturday. Sunday is off. Sunday we don't have class. So in that scenario, it will take more than 2 months of time. Daily 1 hour class. We have 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. one batch, 9 to 10 a.m. another batch, 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. another batch. 3 slots are available. So at this point of time, we are starting 7:30 a.m. batch. After 1 week or 10 days, we will start 9 a.m. batch. After one more week, we will start 7:30 p.m. batch. Like this. Um, so we'll start this batches on rotational basis. On this current batch, 7:30 a.m. batch. So what you will learn in the 60 hours of time means how to perform data analysis using Power BI. You people will learn for 60 hours more than 2 months. After you complete 60 hours more than 2 months, you can keep 3 to 5 years of experience on Power BI comfortably. 3 to 5 years experience. So I'll tell you guys, what is the requirement to keep 3 to 5 years experience on Power BI? I'll tell you. I designed this course not for the freshers. I designed this course for the experienced people, guys. Now, what you will learn
Excuse me.
is this table will tell us how to perform data analysis using Power BI. This table you will learn for 60 hours. First, I said that OLTPs will be provided by the companies. First, we need to learn ETL in the Power Query. We will start learning Power Query for 13 hours of time, where you will learn all the ETL activities, where you will learn Power Query uses one language called mashup language, M language or mashup language, where you will learn in the Power Query for 13 hours of time. After that, we want to learn how to create OLAP database in Power Pivot. We'll start Power Pivot. We will discuss Power Pivot for 17 hours of time. We'll discuss how to create OLAP databases. So there, while creating OLAP databases, we'll discuss data modeling concepts. We'll discuss data warehousing concepts, and we will discuss DAX language. So this data modeling concepts, data warehousing concepts, and one of the important language Power Pivot uses DAX language. Using all these three, we will design OLAP databases, guys. Okay. Once you create OLAP databases, then we need to create reports using Power View. We'll start Power View, and we will learn 17 hours of time how to create reports, what type of visuals we need to create, how to create the visuals, that and all we will learn. And finally, we need to learn how to share the reports to the clients using Power BI service. Using Power BI service, how to share reports. 13 hours of time, we'll discuss Azure cloud concepts. Nowadays, to get the job, cloud concepts are mandatory. So we'll discuss cloud concepts, admin related concepts, and Power BI projects. What add-ons you will get in this course is, this course not only discuss the topics in Power BI. In this course, we'll discuss real-time projects. So just I'll show you one project, Retail AB project. This kind of projects we will discuss. In this projects, in the current Retail AB project, we'll take the data from SQL Server database. These are the tables we will take. There are some requirements for doing ETL. There are some requirements for creating this OLAP databases. As per the requirements, we'll develop this OLAP databases. And as per the requirements, we develop the reports. This requirement document have 26 pages. By going through the requirements, we'll develop the project case. And you will not only learn real-time projects, you will learn Power BI developer roles and responsibilities. Tomorrow, when you join in the company as a Power BI developer, what are the different roles and responsibilities you will have? I'll show you. When you join in the company as a Power BI developer, what are the roles and responsibilities a Power BI developer will have? We will discuss this. This small here I listed in any Power BI project, Power BI developer roles and responsibilities. Every roles and responsibility with practical real-time scenarios we will discuss. Once after discussing Power BI developer roles and responsibilities, will help in preparing your resumes. And we will discuss a lot of interview questions and we'll conduct the mock interviews, guys. So now, okay. So who are the people eligible to learn Power BI? When you go and search the jobs for Power BI have fresher jobs, and freshers also will have the Power BI jobs with no experience. Power BI jobs will be there. Most of the Power BI jobs, you will see 3 to 5 years of experience, 5 years. So even freshers will have Power BI jobs. Experienced people also have Power BI jobs. Now, who are the people eligible to learn this Power BI courses? Freshers. Freshers means who completed their education in 2024, 2025, or 2026, they will be treated as freshers. Freshers. You can learn Power BI. You can apply the jobs with no experience as a fresher, guys. Another people who can learn Power BI is career break or career gap. Let's say assume someone completed the education in the 2020 year. From 5 to 6 years, he is not working anywhere. These people will be treated as career break. You people can learn Power BI. After learning Power BI, you will apply. You cannot apply for the fresher jobs, guys. You are not eligible. So only fresher jobs this particular year people can apply. So these people, what they need to do is they want to keep some 3 to 5 years of experience. How they will get the experience is there will be some consultancies. That consultancies will provide that experience. That experience they will keep and they will apply for experience jobs, guys. And career transition people. Career transition people means these people are already working. They are working in Excel reporting or MIS reporting. They are working on QA or some other. They are working in the banking sector. They are working in any finance sector. They are working in customer support. They are not finding some growth in the job. What they are doing, they are not finding the good, and job security is not there. They are planning to learn the demanded skill in the market. These people can learn Power BI. These people also not eligible for applying the fresher jobs. These people also want to keep minimum 3 to 5 years of experience, guys. These people no need to keep fake experience. Those people no need to go to consultancy and get the fake experience. These people can convert their experience to Power BI experience and they can apply for the experience jobs. I will tell you guys, for freshers, how to prepare the resumes. For career break people, how to prepare the resumes. For career transition people, how to convert your experience to Power BI experience and how to apply for the jobs. All that I'll cover. That's what we will help you. We will talk one-on-one and we'll help you in preparing your resumes, guys. Finally, all the 60 hours of recorded sessions we will share with you, and we will have a dedicated support team. When you are practicing, you got the questions. You don't need to wait for the trainer to clarify your questions. We have a support team who can help you to clarify your questions. If support team is not able to clarify your question, you can reach out to me also. Now, I'll go with the questions, guys. What is the common question students will ask is, any prerequisite to learn Power BI? The question is what? Okay, you are willing to learn Power BI. Is there any prerequisite to learn Power BI? So you are from non-IT background. You don't have any computer knowledge previously. Can I go and learn Power BI? I can strictly say no prerequisite to learn Power BI. Even you are from non-IT background, you don't have any prior computer knowledge, you can happily join this Power BI course. I'll teach the Power BI from basic to advanced in the 60 hours. The final conclusion is, in order to learn Power BI, you don't need to know anything, guys. So you join my Power BI course and you thoroughly practice what I explain. Within 60 hours, you will master Power BI. Okay, you learn Power BI within 60 hours, but unfortunately, learning only Power BI will not get you the job. Try to understand. When you learn only Power BI, you don't get the job. To get the job on Power BI, SQL is mandatory. When I go and search Power BI jobs, Power BI jobs will be posted with this kind of titles, guys. When I search the Power BI jobs, 90% of job postings you can see Power BI plus SQL. Mandatory skills to get the job is Power BI plus SQL. Sometimes Power BI SQL Python, Power BI SQL Excel, Power BI SQL Power Apps, Power BI SQL ADF, Power BI SQL Tableau. So this combination is less percentage, guys. 10%. Major combination is what? Power BI SQL. Together 90% of job postings will be there. Okay, understand? Now, in order to get the job on Power BI, you need to go and so learn SQL also. What is SQL? Try to understand what is the SQL, why it is important for Power BI job. First, SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It's a language which is commonly used in all the databases. Try to understand. I said that Power Query uses one language called M language or mashup language. M or mashup. Each software uses separate language. Power Pivot uses one language called DAX language. Like that, any database you take, this database uses one language called SQL language. To do anything in this database, we use SQL language. To do anything in the Power Query, we use mashup language. To do anything in the Power Pivot, we use DAX language. Here, what you need to understand is SQL stands for Structured Query Language, full form, and it's a common language used in all the relational databases. Okay. Now, okay, we got a basic idea. SQL is one language which is used to communicate with all these databases, right? Now, the point is, we don't use SQL anywhere in the Power BI development. I don't use SQL to extract the data. I don't use SQL in Power Query to do ETL. I don't use SQL in Power Pivot to create OLAP. I don't use SQL in Power View to generate reports. I don't use SQL to publish the reports and share the reports to the clients. Even if you don't know SQL, we can complete the Power BI project. I can strictly say, without knowing SQL, we can learn Power BI. Without knowing SQL, we can complete the Power BI project. Now, when I don't use SQL in the Power BI, strictly the point is, even when you don't know SQL, you can learn Power BI, you can complete the Power BI project. But why all the Power BI jobs they're asking SQL then? If you don't use SQL in Power BI, then why every Power BI job they're writing SQL? Anybody knows? Online people? Tell me. If I use SQL somewhere, you need to learn. Let's say in Power Query, we need to learn mashup language. In Power Pivot, we need to learn DAX language because we use them. But I don't use SQL anywhere in the Power BI. Then why Power BI jobs they're asking SQL also? Online people, tell me.
To extract data.
I said that even to extract the data from the databases, to extract the data with 2 clicks, without writing SQL, I can comfortably extract the data. No need. No need.
For connectors space, SQL
To
connectors.
connect the data also, we have connectors. You don't need SQL there.
Sir, to do any changes in database in SQL.
No, generally we don't do the changes in the database. That will be done by
Automation.
other team.
For
Data analyst will
Power
never do the changes in the database.
for Power Automate.
Huh?
Power Automate. Yes, Power
Power
Automate.
Automate, no. Why Power Automate come here? Just don't answer it. Why Power Automate will come here? No. What else? So what is the reason you know? So for developing the reports, we don't require SQL. Mostly companies will store the data in some database. From the database, you will take the data into Power Query, you do ETL. In the Power Pivot, you will create OLAP. In Power View, you will generate visual report. How can you blindly tell your report is correct? You might do a mistake in Power Query. You might do a mistake in Power Pivot. You might do a mistake in Power View. You might be showing the wrong numbers here. Can I share the wrong numbers to my client? No. After you develop the report, we need to test the report that numbers are correct or not. To test, how we will test the report is, we'll go to the database. On the database, you will write the SQL query. That SQL query will give the output. That output you need to compare with what? The report output. Database can understand only one language called SQL. Using the SQL, you will write the SQL query that will give some numbers. That numbers you will cross check with the report numbers. Try to read here. SQL, to develop the reports, we don't require SQL. To test the data or cross-verify the data, what I shown in the reports, we need SQL, guys. In order to learn the SQL, we need to learn one database. Go and learn any database, no matter what database you learn. SQL Server or Oracle or DB2 or MySQL, SQL concepts are same. In our training institute, we teach MySQL database where you learn SQL concepts for 30 hours. You need to learn Power BI for 60 hours. You need to learn MySQL for 30 hours. Totally 90 hours of time you need to spend to get the job on Power BI. If you already know SQL concepts, learn only Power BI. If you don't know SQL concepts, learn both SQL and Power BI. So these are my front office team members. You can talk to them. I'll drop that numbers in the chat window. They will help you. SQL batches. We have separate fee for Power BI and separate fee for MySQL, or you can take both together. So there is no dependency between them. Lot of people will ask, do I need to learn first SQL, then Power BI? There is no dependency because I don't use SQL in Power BI. So that is the reason there is no dependency. You can learn parallelly. Let's say you learn Power BI in the morning time. You go and learn SQL in the evening time or sometime. We can learn parallelly. But you need to apply the job. You need both SQL concepts and Power BI. On SQL, they'll ask 10% of questions. 10 to 20% of questions they'll ask. On Power BI, 80% of questions they'll ask. When you answer both of them, then only you'll get the Power BI job. I'm done with the demo now. SQL is one of the important skills for any job, guys. If you apply Java, .NET, if you learn Python, SQL is mandatory. If you learn Java, SQL is mandatory. If you learn .NET, SQL is mandatory. If you want to go as a data scientist, SQL is mandatory. If you go to as a data engineer, SQL is mandatory. If you want to go as a data analyst, SQL is mandatory. Almost all the IT jobs, the SQL concepts are mandatory. Even the Power BI data analyst job also, SQL concepts are mandatory. Okay. Anybody have SQL? SQL is one of the important thing which you need to learn when you want to enter into the IT field, guys. I'm done with the class now. We'll go with the questions now. Anybody have any questions? Online people, any questions?
So business analyst also we can learn SQL, right?
SQL, business analyst also required SQL. Yes, required.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Right. Someone in the between raised the hand, right? I don't remember the name. I forget the name. Anybody have any questions? Please unmute and proceed. So when is your next class? A continuation to today's class. When? Tomorrow. When is your next class?
7:30. Tomorrow
Tomorrow.
7:30.
Morning
7:30
7:30
a.m.
a.m.
Your next class tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. guys. Okay. Thank you. Hope everyone is clear.
Sir, one doubt,
If
sir.
everyone is clear, yes, tell me please.
Power BI using AI. I have seen postings, many
We
postings
will
that
discuss AI also. In this course, how to use AI to do our work fast, we will discuss.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. We will discuss that. All the AI related concepts we will discuss. Any other questions? Right. Thank you guys. See you in tomorrow's class.